Syrian government troops have been deployed to the coastal cities of Latakia and Tartous after demonstrations led to deadly clashes in which at least 4 people were killed and 108 were injured. It's the latest turmoil to challenge President Ahmed al-Shara's fledgling government, which has been pushing to stabilize the nation and reintegrate internationally after 14 years of ruinous civil war. Syria's Ministry of Defense announced on Sunday that army units with tanks and armored vehicles had entered the center of the cities in the country's west in response to attacks by outlaw groups against civilians and security forces, with a mission to restore stability. Syria's state news agency SANA, quoting officials, reported that the attacks were carried out by remnants of the defunct regime of former President Bashar al-Assad during protests in Latakia. SANA said dozens of people were wounded by stabbings, blows from stones, and gunfire targeting both security personnel and civilians. Clashes reportedly broke out as the protesters were confronted by pro-government demonstrators, and masked gunmen opened fire on security personnel. The Ministry of Interior said in a statement that a police officer had been among those killed. An team confirmed that gunfire was directed at Syrian security forces at the Azari roundabout in Latakia, while 2 security personnel were also wounded in Tartous after unknown assailants threw a hand grenade at the Al-Anaza police station in Banias. The violence has flared as thousands of Alawite Syrians took to the streets across the religious minorities' heartland in central and coastal parts of. The protests were called for by Ghazal Ghazal, an Alawite spiritual leader living outside the country, who had issued a call to show the world that the Alawite community cannot be humiliated or marginalized after the deadly bombing of a mosque in Homs on Friday. The bombing, which killed 8 people and was claimed by a Sunni group known as Saraya Ansar al-Sunnah, was the latest act of violence against the religious minority, to which the ousted former President al-Assad also belongs. And one of the anti-government protesters on Sunday, Ali Hassan, said the demonstrators sought an end to the ongoing violence against the Alawite community. "We just want to sleep in peace and work in peace, and we want federalism," he said. "If this situation continues like this, then we want federalism. Why is it that every day or every other day, 10 of us are killed?" A counter-protester, Muhammad Bakur, said he had turned out to show his support for the government. "We are here to support our new government, which from the very first day of liberation called for peace and for granting amnesty to criminals," he said, accusing the anti-government protesters of seeking to sabotage the new path toward rebuilding the nation. "The entire people are calling for one people and one homeland, but they do not want one people or one homeland. They want sectarianism, chaos, problems, and federalism for their personal interests."